Well, hello, loves, and welcome back to Musey's Modern Dreadfuls. Today we have another terrific tale of terror, and all information will be listed below. But for now, kick back, relax, get comfy, and enjoy. My grandmother forces all of her house guests to follow a strange set of rules. My grandmother is superstitious. It was only when I lived with her for the summer that I realized how bad it had gotten. She had this huge freaking list taped to the fridge with 10 different rules she has everybody abide by. And she was making me follow them too. When I opened my umbrella inside, she grabbed my arm and yanked me back. "Don't open the umbrella inside! Didn't you see the rules?" "Oh, sorry. I thought those rules were, just for you." "No. Everyone who lives here must obey the rules," she said in a raspy whisper. It made me really sad. Once Grandma Jan was sharp as a needle, a grounded, logical person who occasionally bought into superstitions and the paranormal. You know, a rabbit's foot here, a penny there. Now it seemed, in her late 80s, that part of her had grown and grown until it subsumed everything else. 1. Do not spill salt. 2. Do not open umbrellas inside. 3. Do not put on clothes inside out. 4. Do not clip fingernails after dark. 5. Do not break any mirrors. Mostly common superstitions, though the fingernail one was weird. I continued reading with difficulty as her handwriting grew messier and more frenzied. 6. Do not look in the mirror while wearing black. 7. Do not whistle inside the house. 8. If you wake up and see your bedroom door open, do not close it. Likewise, if you see the attic stairs pulled down, do not push them back up. 9. Never let the refrigerator go empty. Always have enough to make an offering. 10. Keep the curtains closed after 10 p.m. Do not open them again till 6 a.m. I wanted to tell her this was a whole lot of hogwash, but then I realized it was probably a bad idea to upset her at such an old age. "No problem, Grandma. I'll follow the rules." "Yeah, right." She put me in the spare room down the hall from her. It was a small thing, furnished with only a twin bed and a tiny desk. But I couldn't complain. It was either this for free or an apartment for $1,000+ per month. But, of course, the money wasn't the main reason I was here. My grandma probably wouldn't be around much longer. According to my mom, she kept getting these random bruises, and doctors were worried she had a blood disorder and some other stuff I couldn't even pronounce. So I wanted to spend as much time as I could with her. She was still my grandma, still the one who comforted me when my first cat died, still the one who taught me how to bake the most amazing snickerdoodles. So I loved her no matter what, even if I had to put up with some weird ass rules. "I'm going to bed," she said as she passed by my room that night. "Sleep well, Chrissy. I love you." "Good night, Grandma. I love you too." I spent an hour on the internet, then put away my computer and fell asleep. I woke up a few hours later, groaning in the darkness. I rolled over to see my bedroom door open. I didn't leave that open. I stared at it, half asleep, too tired to get up and close it. Well, according to the rules, I can't close it anyway. I snuggled up to my pillow and closed my eyes. That's when I heard whistling, a soft, melancholy tune coming from downstairs. Every muscle in my body froze. That was one of the rules, wasn't it? No whistling inside. So why would Grandma be whistling downstairs at, I glanced at the clock, freaking 2 a.m.? I pulled myself out of bed and walked down the hallway. The attic stairs had been pulled down. The darkness from the attic bled down into the hallway, along with the faint smell of rust and rotten food. Behind it, Grandma's door hung open. I slowly descended the stairs. "Grandma?" The whistling stopped. When I entered the kitchen, it was empty. "Grandma, where are you?" "Over here." I looked up to see Grandma appear from the dark family room, wearing her floral nightdress. "Did I wake you, honey? I'm so sorry. I wanted to get some milk for my heartburn." No, it's fine. I just thought you weren't supposed to whistle," I said with a chuckle. "According to the rules..." "You heard whistling?" she asked, her eyes wide. I nodded. She grabbed my arm in a vice grip and led me back upstairs. "Go back to sleep," she commanded. Before I could reply, she disappeared back down the hallway, leaving my door open. I think Grandma's going crazy.
Oh, are you talking about her rules?
I know they're eccentric, but she gets really upset if you break them. And the doctor...
Well, he doesn't want us to upset her, you know?
My mother said from the other end of the phone line. I sighed. Isn't it bad for our mental health, Mom?
We all go a little crazy near the end. Uncle Finley thought the government was tapping all his phones in the 90s.
Great-Grandma Beasley always talked about some bat following her all around.
Just best to let sleeping dogs lie at this point, don't you think?
But the rules are so weird, Mom. Like, really freaking weird. And I woke up last night at 2 a.m. to find the attic stairs pulled down. I mean, what is she doing?
You know what? She lives by herself, secluded in a little house 365 days a year. The only socialization she gets is her weekly trip to the grocery store and monthly visits from your dad and me. Anyone would go a little nuts under those circumstances. Even you. Lay off her, okay?
My mom said with more than a tinge of anger in her voice. Fine. So I followed the rules. I was a good girl. I didn't open any umbrellas indoors, do any whistling, or break any mirrors. Sometimes I'd wake up and see my door open in the middle of the night, but I just ignored it and left it open. A few times when I made my way to the bathroom, I whacked my head on the attic stairs that were pulled down. Also, once or twice, I heard whistling again, but I ignored that too. Mom was right. So Grandma was a little crazy. We're all a little crazy, aren't we? Maybe time just scratches away all the normalcy we hide under, and we're all batshit insane in the end. Things were good as long as I accepted that reality. But then Sunday happened. I was watching Netflix when I heard a clink, then a shout. I threw my laptop on my bed and ran down the stairs. "Grandma!" I yelled, fearing the worst. "Grandma, are you okay?" I found her standing over the kitchen table. She was sobbing her eyes out. On the table was a salt shaker tipped over next to a pile of spilled salt. I didn't mean. I was just cleaning up the plates. She could barely make cohesive sentences through the sobs. "Shh, Grandma. It's okay. I'm going to clean it up right now." I felt awful seeing Grandma like that. She was outright sobbing, her entire body shaking as if she feared for her very life. Over spilled salt. I brought my palm up to the table's edge, brushed the salt into it with my other hand. I was so sad for Grandma, but I also was incredibly unnerved. Seeing someone you love get so upset about something so trivial, it was disturbing. "It's all clean, see?" I said while brushing off my hands. The salt rained down into the trash. "Nothing to worry about, Grandma." Her sobs quieted, and she looked at me with red eyes. "But he'll know," she said. "What?" "Even though you cleaned it up, he'll still know." "Who?" She looked at me. "The spirit of the house."